You call pull. The bird launches. You stab the gun toward your shoulder, slam your cheek down, and yank the trigger. The clay sails on untouched. So you try again. Shoulder first, head second, fire, miss. By the 5th attempt, frustration sets in. You feel like you're doing everything right, but something in the sequence is breaking the shot before it ever really starts. The instructor behind you has already seen it a dozen times today. The mistake is not your aim. It is not your lead. It is not your reaction time. The mistake happens before the bird leaves the trap house. Almost every beginner mounts the gun in 2 steps. Shoulder pocket first. Then the head drops to the comb. It feels natural. It feels controlled. It is the single biggest reason beginners miss easy clays for months without ever knowing why. In this video, I will show you how to fix your mount so your barrel actually points where you're looking every single time. Before starting, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. The mistake. Nobody diagnoses. The 2-step mount survives because it makes logical sense to a beginner. The gun weighs around 8 pounds. The shoulder feels like the strong, stable base meant to carry that weight. The head feels like the fine tuner, the thing you adjust after the heavy lifting is done. But this logic is exactly backwards. The heavy lifting should be done by the face, not the shoulder. The face provides the precision. The shoulder provides the padding. When you reverse the order, you put the precision work on the shoulder and the padding on the face. And shoulders are terrible at precision. Here is why. A shotgun has 2 sights. The front sight is the bead. The rear sight is your eye. When your eye is in the right place, dead center above the rib, the barrel points where you're looking. The relationship is absolute. Move the eye by 1/4 of an inch, and the point of impact shifts by several inches at 21 yards. In a 2-step mount, the shoulder goes to the gun first. The gun settles slightly differently every time depending on clothing, fatigue, tension, and a dozen other variables. Then the head comes down to find the comb. But the gun is already fixed in place, so the head, not the gun, does the adjusting. Some mounts the cheek presses firmly. Some mounts the head hovers a fraction high. Some mounts the head cants slightly left without you noticing. Every mount produces a different eye-to-rib relationship, and every different eye-to-rib relationship means the barrel is pointing somewhere slightly different relative to where you are looking. You can have perfect lead, perfect timing, perfect focus, and still miss because the gun is not pointing where your eyes think it is pointing. There is a second, subtler version of this mistake that affects shooters who have moved past the obvious 2-step, but still have not fully corrected the problem. They bring the gun up in one motion, face and shoulder together, but they never truly lock the cheek to the comb. The cheek touches, it does not press. On the practice mount in the living room, it feels consistent. On the firing line, under the pressure of a crossing bird and an audience, the head lifts microscopically. The shooter never feels it happen. The shot goes over the top. The shooter blames lead, blames timing, blames the bird. The real culprit is a mount that was never truly anchored. Think of the mount the way a golfer thinks of grip. You can have a perfect swing plane, perfect tempo, perfect weight transfer, but if your grip is inconsistent from shot to shot, the club face will be open or closed at impact, and the ball will fly somewhere unpredictable. The gun mount is your grip on the shotgun. Everything downstream, lead, timing, swing, depends on it being identical every time. The right way, face first, then everything else. Professional shooters do the opposite. The gun comes to the face first. The cheek finds the comb and locks there, firmly, deliberately, identically every time. The gun then settles into the shoulder as a secondary movement. Face first, shoulder second. One fluid motion, not 2 stops. This is sometimes called the Churchill Method, developed by Robert Churchill, the legendary British shooting instructor whose techniques shaped modern clay shooting. Churchill observed that the face is a far more consistent reference point than the shoulder. Your cheekbone does not move. Your jaw does not shift. Your eye socket does not change position from day to day. When you bring the gun to the face first and lock the cheek to the comb, the eye-to-rib relationship is locked in before the shoulder even gets involved. The shoulder then receives the gun wherever it naturally lands. If the gun fits reasonably well, that shoulder position will be close enough to consistent. But the critical connection, the eye and the rib, is already set. To build the correct mount, stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Weight slightly forward. Front knee soft. Hold the gun with the front hand on the forend, rear hand on the grip. The muzzle should point toward your hold point. Bring the gun to your face first. The comb should contact your cheek firmly, just below the cheekbone. You should feel the pressure against the bone. It should not be painful. It should be definite. Once the cheek is locked, let the butt settle into the shoulder pocket. Do not shove it. Do not force it. Let it land. If you feel the butt searching for the pocket or bouncing into place, the mount started at the wrong point. Reset and bring it to the face again. The motion is up and in, not up and then in. Up toward the face, and as the face accepts it, the gun naturally rotates into the shoulder. The head does not move. The head is the target. The gun comes to it. A useful comparison is rifle shooting. A rifle shooter brings the stock to the cheek, finds the sight picture through the scope, and only then concerns themselves with the shoulder. The eye-scope relationship is sacred. The shoulder is secondary. Shotgun shooting demands the same priority. The eye-rib relationship is sacred. The shoulder is secondary. The pattern is forgiving. It does not care if the butt is half an inch higher or lower in the pocket. It cares enormously if your eye is half an inch higher or lower above the rib. The 3 drills that fix it. You can fix this in 2 weeks with dry firework. Here are 3 drills. Fix 1. Find the anchor point. Take your unloaded gun. Close your eyes. Mount the gun to your face. Focus entirely on where the comb contacts your cheek. Move the gun away. Mount again. Eyes still closed. Does the comb land on the same spot? Do it 10 times. If the contact point wanders, sometimes high on the cheekbone, sometimes low on the jaw, your mount is not anchored. Keep working until the comb finds the same point every time, eyes open or closed. Once that anchor is automatic, you can mount in complete darkness and the gun will point true. You are not training your hands. You are training your face to demand consistency. Fix 2. The slow motion mount. Stand in front of a mirror. Watch your reflection as you mount. Move at half speed, deliberately, smoothly. Watch the sequence. Face first, cheek locks. Shoulder follows. If you see the shoulder arrive before the cheek, stop. Reset. Start again. The mirror does not lie. The 2-step mount is easy to feel as correct and easy to see as wrong. Watch yourself do it right 20 times. Then do it 20 more. The goal is not speed. The goal is to burn the correct sequence into muscle memory so deeply that your body cannot do it any other way. Fix 3. The call and mount. Have a partner stand behind you. They call pull at random intervals, sometimes after 3 seconds, sometimes after 10, sometimes one call right after another. On the call, you mount to an imaginary bird. Face first, cheek lock, swing through. Your partner watches your head. If it dips, lifts, or wavers at any point in the sequence, they tell you. This drill adds the element of unpredictability that destroys mounts on the range. You cannot anticipate the mount when you do not know when the call is coming. You learn to mount on demand, under pressure, with the head still. When you can do 30 of these without your partner calling a head fault, you are ready for the firing line. Which of these drills are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. If this gave you something to work on, hit like and subscribe. Keep your cheek locked, keep your eyes on the bird, and I will see you in the next one.